Hello, everybody. I really do like starting off with that song. It gets me hyped up and wanting to spend time with everyone out there. I hope you're all doing well. We got Maz. Crash Test, go to bed. Go to bed, Crash Test. You did me the other night. Go to bed. I know it's your bedtime. Gilbert or Badia, yes, for sure. We can talk later. Yeah, it sucks. We're still waiting to hear the outcome of the situation. Unfortunately, because they were across the continent from where we are right now, which they were going to school there. So it's something we're waiting on. Patrick, I see you there as well. So this is something I got to do anyway. I was going to I've kind of been looking at the set, kind of getting a feel for it, but I haven't really looked at it too much. So I'm going to be looking at a little bit more of the Dominaria United set because I am going to pre-release tomorrow. I'm going to it's a 5-round pre-release, so it's a quite a big pre-release that I'm going to. So yeah. So how is everyone doing? Maz found Crash some hot chocolate apparently. Well, hot chocolate is better than coffee when you're getting ready to go to bed, especially if it's ice cream or Napoleon ice cream, stuff like that. 9:30. It's only 9:30 where you are. I thought it was your bedtime. Doing I'm okay. Things are okay. Padilla, you in my Discord? Thought you were. Not. I can drop the link to the Discord, and then a couple more people can join. Anyway. Depending how this goes, I may leave this stream up. I didn't have a video made for today, and I was like, you know what, the little one's away. I can actually sit there and just stream with you guys, go through what I was going to do anyway, looking at the cards, getting a trade binder set up, just so I can maybe trade some stuff tomorrow. That's the biggest thing. Where I am in Edmonton, Alberta, it just seems that a lot of people don't set up to trade anymore. You go to these stores and all people want to do is play the game. They don't want to trade cards. There isn't a ton of trading that seems to happen. Now, the store I'm going to is the one premium store that's in my area, which I've never played there. I'm going there with a good friend of mine. We're gonna go together. We're gonna play. Yeah, and see what the day brings. I suspect I won't do a 5-0. It's going to be a 5-round thing. If I do 5-0, they are giving out a box of set boosters for Dominaria United, which I think would be a great way in there. But because I have a bunch of store credit there from a large trade-in I did, I was like, you know what, we might as well attend a pre-release instead of not attending a pre-release, especially with this set. This set looks really good to me. It reminds me of the old school Legend set. More to a little bit better understanding of it. Now, the one thing that I understand with the set, which is really unfortunate, is they have taken away all vanilla creatures. This is like the first set where there's no basic creatures. Every creature in the set does something. So it's a very wordy set. So I will report back to you Saturday evening when I know what's going on with that. I don't know if I'll stream tonight. I'll probably spend some time with the wife tonight is what I'm kind of thinking of. So this was another reason to do the stream today. So don't forget to like and subscribe if you're new and all that other good stuff. But let's hop over to my other view here. I've already got Mythic Spoiler up here on the screen. And, like with anything, you get your Mythics, you get Lilian of the Veil, Jaya. Pretty much if you're getting a Praetor or a Planeswalker, you're going to want to play it. Crash Test, come on now. The little one's away for the night. We don't get to spend much time together otherwise. Might go to a movie or something, I'm not entirely sure. Actually, what's out there for movies? I haven't looked. What is it? Bullet Train still out there? I should see what time that plays. Oh, still sipping on the ginger ale. Thanks, Crash. I just blame you. That's all. Now I know the hell. Sorry, I was hearing knocking. Give me a second here. I know the wife went out, and I think she just came home. So, Reyes, what's going on? What's going on? We're gonna look at we're looking at the set. I haven't taken a really good look at the set. I know when it comes to sealed environments and drafting environments, I'm fairly good when it comes to playing Magic the Gathering in the sense. I know a lot of people sit there and tell me that I'm one of the better drafters. No matter how many people tell me. Not liking the set so far. Hate Domain. Don't like playing more than 2 colors. Well, you got to remember, Domain is only a discount for it, and the reason why they're so expensive is for that discount. Now, generally, you're not going to play more than 2 colors. So unless Domain is cheap, like unless the spell can reliably be 5 mana or less, I wouldn't play any Domain. Green Enlist is strong. I heard green and black are the strongest from what I'm seeing. You get Liliana of the Veil. That would be a neat card to open up at the pre-release, that's for sure. Red deck wins. I don't know if red deck wins. I don't know. What is there for removal in red? This was one, the Heirloom Battle Hymn. Deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If the spell was kicked, you gain 4 life. So it's only 1 extra mana. So if you're in red, white, and a 4-point swing, well, it's not even a 4-point swing. You can't hit your opposing target, your opponent, which is too bad. But I think there's another one that does it that's very much like Lava Axe. Twinferno copy spells. The double strike is nice in there. That might make it worthwhile. White black animate, good. Okay. Good to know. Shadow Prophecy, top X cards of your library, or X. Like, I could focus on the rares or the mythics, but really you're getting 6 rares and or mythics in, or what is it, 7 including the pre-release. So your mythics aren't really, your mythics or your rares don't really determine your deck. They're not really the meat of your deck. They can create a very swingy aspect of it, but because they are so little of the actual deck, they're not really the best to go off of. They like the majority of the set, like a lot of the set, but they don't bring you anything crazy. Pretty much if you open up a Liliana or a Jaira, you want to try and play it. If you open up a Shield Red, you want to try and play it. Shivan Devastator 0/0 Flying Haste. Enter the battlefield with X/1/1 counters on it, and it's red and X. That's not bad. It's got haste and flying. That's actually surprisingly really decent. But this is a card that early game it's not going to do a lot unless you have a way of putting on more counters on it. It would be nice if this was flying haste and trample. Flying haste 0/0. You got to at least cast it for 2. It's okay. Dragon Hydra. The fact that it's a Hydra, that gives birth to the Hydra decks that are out there. Most Hydras are green, too. I'm surprised this isn't red-green. Sarah Paragon. During each of your turns, you may play a land from your graveyard. Oh, it's got the Crucible of Worlds effect, sort of. Guardian of New... yeah, if you get a lot of white rares, I guess. Urza Assembles is tight. The other thing that I'm not entirely sure if I like is the read ahead on the sagas. I think that's too much for them, because now it creates a thing that you can either wait and get better, or you can get the greatest effect from it right away. White black best removal, 5-color domain. So I see what ACC? What video? What? Oh, you accepted the invite. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm like, nice. Did I? Oh, I got rid of the welcome channel. I'll have to figure out how to set that up in the general again. Happy black green green getting some more of those colors. Yeah, black green is nice to play. I would like a Lana or Green Willow just to have. I fat fingered my phone. Ah, okay. No worries, Badia. No worries. Yeah, so a lot of the rares and mythics, honestly, they're not going to be the major point of what to look at. You're going to read them and you'll know right away in a lot of cases. Like herd migration is 6 and a green, but it's instantly going to actually be 6. The 7 casting cost is not whatever. Create a 3/3 green beast token for each basic land among lands you control, which really sucks for domain. Unless you're playing a 5-color deck, this thing's useless. But for a a green and a generic, discard it, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, and put it in your hand, then shuffle, you gain 3 life. That side of it actually makes it worthwhile. Yeah, for sure, Bidia, for sure. Always talk. You're in the Discord now, so yeah, just hit me up in there whenever you feel like it. Cut down total power and toughness 5 or less. I mean, how much, like, I'm guessing that hits majority of the set. Oh, maybe not. 6, 6. Yeah, it doesn't look like it hits all of the set. Like, that's a 7. That doesn't get hit. 5, 4, 4 Outrider. That doesn't get hit. Cut down for 1 mana might be okay. For a point removal, it's not really the greatest. Anyway, the other thing that I do when I generally set up, I go to this site, which is Sealed Deck Card Generator, and you have Dominaria United. It shows you there is 281 cards, but 426. They have all the other versions of the cards in this as well. Why does this look? I guess it's not out of the ordinary there. So this is mtgen.net. If you guys have ever seen this before, it is a fan-made site. You can generate boosters, and it gives you the pre-release pack in as well. So all you do is you generate the set. Look at that. Look at that. Could you imagine opening up a Karn for that and then not being able to play it because Karn in the set by himself is not very good unless you're playing a lot of artifacts, which I don't think there was a lot of artifacts in this set. Yeah, I don't even, like, we opened one artifact that's already 2 artifacts. Yeah, you don't get a lot of artifacts in the set, so Karn is not that good in the set in general. Because, yeah, he can make a Power Stone. Asban going to be so OP. Pay any amount of mana, look at the top cards in your library, put one of those cards in your hand, the rest in the bottom of your library in random order for -1. And in -7, you get an emblem, tap target artifact you control. Emblem deals 1 damage to any target. So Karn is not that good. If I was to open up a Karn, he would probably stay in the wrapper. Although he is 4, so he might be... I might open him up just to throw him in the deck anyway, because he can go in any deck. That's about the best point of them. Now with this here, you can also go by rarity, and it'll bring it up. Look at this: a Johnny Sleeper Agent, and then a Shenna, a Purifying Blade. 3 mythics in this set. That is not typical. What does a Johnny do again? He can come down for 3, but he comes with 2 less loyalty if you do it. Reveal top card of your library if it's a creature or planeswalker card. Put it in your hand. Otherwise, you may put it on the bottom of your library. I mean, you get to you only get to look at the top card for a creature or planeswalker. -3, 3/1/1 counters among 3 target creatures. Vigilance, that's okay. And an Emlyn. They tainted a Johnny, right? Talking about that, you know what? I should bring this up really quick. Because this is kind of something, I don't know if people are aware of it. No. Where is it? Is this it? Yes. I'm going to bring this up here really quick. Oh, that's a horrible. Can I just do this? Why do you guys have such a small... Okay, I'll just bring this over because it'll be easier. There we go. So you guys realize there was a secret lair that came out called the Little Walkers. You had Tamio and a Johnny as 2 of the walkers in it, and they've both been completed. or whatever. They've both been Phyrexianized. And then you have Angoth, Ashiok, and Soren as the next 3 in here. So there is a conspiracy going on right now in the in and around subreddits and stuff like that, that Soren, Ashiok, and Angrath may become the Phyrexian Planeswalkers. Which would be very interesting if it happens to Soren with everything he's seen with Nahiri. Ashiok being a something that's against the Phyrexian, isn't it? And an Angrath. Angrath as a Phyrexianized walker would be, I think, interesting. But yeah, you have Tamiyo and Ajani, so there is talk about that. Just as a side note. Okay, so what do you do? At the beginning of your end step, you may draw X. If you do, draw X cards, or you may pay X, draw X cards. Can't be greater than the amount of life you gain this turn. That absolutely sucks, especially in sealed or draft. You have to build around this. It's bank colors, so she wouldn't get played. It's a 3/3 for 3 with lifelink. I mean, yeah, you hit, but it's at the beginning of your end step. You've got to have the mana open. Yeah. The Gatewatch going to disappear now. Ugin going to release Nicobolus, I predict, to fight this new threat. Probably. Considering Tamiyo is the one that had the spell for Emrakul to be in the moon. Yes, Emrakul put herself in the moon, but Tamiyo was part of that. So I half suspect they might Phyrexianize Nissa in the long run. SMP has been playing the new set all day. She says Domain is insane, and 5 color isn't too hard if you prioritize double lands and only splash the 5th or even 4th colors. Really? Especially if you only splash kicker costs. Oh wow, that doesn't seem typical, Crash Test. That really doesn't seem very typical. Especially for a sealed event. Very odd, I have to say. So these are the other 4 that we got. Archangel of Wrath, Kicker, black and or red. 2 white and 2 for a 3/4. Flying Lifelink. The Lifelink's huge. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. When it enters the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. If it what? Oh, if it was kicked twice. What? Hold on. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, deal 2 damage to any target. So why didn't they say for each time it was kicked it deals 2 damage? That doesn't make sense, because don't they have... Hold on, I'm sure they have other cards that say that. Where are the kicker cards? I need one of the split kicker cards. I always try to do 3 colors or less. 4 and 5 is too many in draft. Well, this is sealed. It's not draft. Sealed can be a little bit easier, especially with the way the pools go. Sorry, I gotta look this up because that just seems like the wording is wrong for that card. Because it maxes out at 2 kicks. Well, they always max out at 2 kicks, though. You can't kick it a 3rd time. And I'm sure I've read other cards that get kicked like that say it the other way around. Right? That's why I'm curious here. Yeah, seal is a lot different than drafting. I know there's other cards that have the double kicker cost. And I just want to see. Who are you gonna kick, Sin? He just had to. Saying you can kick it as much as you want. No, because kicker is one black and or one red. So you can do both or one once, right? Here they are. Here they are. So here's the Archangel of Wrath, Volley and Mind Singer. So kicker is one red and one, and or one green and one. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of target creature with power less than it, for as long as you controlled. Okay. Yeah, here it is. Voldaren Mudslinger enters the battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters on it for each time it was kicked. So this isn't multi-kicker. This is just kicker, right? This is saying you can kick it for one red and one, and or one red and one, or one green and one. And it's happening, you're getting 2 +1/+1 counters for each time it was kicked, where this other one is, it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, it deals 2 damage to any target. And then when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, it deals 2 damage to any target. But if you're kicking it more than once, it's multi-kicker, right? If you're paying the same cost over and over again. Otherwise, kicker is one black and or one red, meaning you can do one red and one black. And that's it. That's what I get out of that. I don't get that you can put in 4 black and 4 red. Right? The mechanic for that is multi-kicker. Yeah, it acted like copy the kicked effect. It just, to me, this seems like when it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, deal 2 damage to any target. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kicked twice, deal 2 damage to any target. So it's doing 2 damage to any target twice, is what I get out of there. But this is where the inconsistency comes through between the two cards. Right? And when Stronghorn Arena enters the battlefield, you gain 3 life for each time it was kicked. Right? So when Archangel of Wrath enters the battlefield, if it was kicked, or it should say each time it was kicked, deal 2 damage to any target. That would be the same thing. But you can't kick it a third time. There is no cost for a third kicker. How would you kick it a third time? There is no third associated cost. Because that would be multi-kicker then, would it not? Like if it was a kicker is black and or red and or green, the kicker resolving 2 interactions based on dealing damage doesn't occur simultaneously. Their individual effects on the stack. Okay, Habanero, I guess that makes more sense. I guess it does have the interaction with the stack. So I guess the kick twice would happen first and then the other one. Where the other ones, it all happens at once. I guess if you're, I guess looking at it from the stack side of view, then yes, it makes sense. But it's still, would the stack really make that much of a difference in this? Would that really make a difference in the stack? The wording is weird. Like for a gameplay mechanic, would the stack, you're telling me for a gameplay mechanic, someone that's in a tournament is going to game from making this go on the stack twice? Maybe not this, but other formats. I guess. It just seems like a very, very niche sort of situation where it would actually make that much of a difference. It's just strange, like, because to me it just throws off the consistency between the different types of cards. But yeah, I get it. Yeah, you are right, Habanero. The stack does matter in that sense. So I guess for the stack purposes, that's about it. But I just don't see it becoming a situation that's going to arise very easily, right? I guess you can bounce one creature back and then the other one goes off still. Yeah, Paradox Engine instant spells to have infinite loop draw spells. Yeah, but that's different, right? This has nothing to do. This generally doesn't go with blue. Yeah, I guess aiming it towards Eternal formats, the wording is more important, even if it feels awkward at current set in its release. Yeah, it does. So does Phyrexia... Does Phyrexia win? Probably not. Your mana untaps? Your mana untaps. Well, I guess for the blue, maybe. But then you're playing 4 colors. You're playing white, black, and red, and blue. It might mean something more in Commander. Because it's not like this 4 mana Angel. I don't see it entering into Eternal formats. Yeah, it matters a little bit more than that, but I don't see the power level entering into an Eternal format for that type of thing. Unless you get bonus kickers effects in a deck, which I don't even know if there's a kicker deck out there anymore. The Primeval Warden Namata. If a creature and opponent would die, exile it instead, and you create a 1/1 Slapper ring. Sacrifice 1 for 1 green. It gets +2/+2. Thank God they made that a cost. Black and a generic, sacrifice 2, draw a card. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, Phyrexia doesn't need to win the battle in order to win the war. Urza technically lost the war against the Phyrexians. Yeah, the fact that they're still kicking around and taking over things like the Borg. Rada Drebeek of Alborg. My God, I swear, Wizards of the Coast is trying to make me lose my tongue with trying to wrap around trying to pronounce these names. For 4, he's a black-white, 3/3, Vigilance, Ward 2. Other zombies you control have Vigilance. There are many zombies in this set. Whenever another legendary creature you control dies, create a token that's a copy of that creature, except it's not legendary, and it's 2/2 black zombie with additional other color types. This could go really good with the... Was it Our Devastation, black-blue Scarab God? That would make things very interesting. Stein, Paranoid Partisan, a white and a blue. Choose a card type other than the creature or land. Spells of the chosen type is 1 more. Return to the battlefield under its owner's control. Okay, whatever. That's fine. Okay, so a couple Menace Dust Shadows. Zombie 3 just in time for Halloween. Yeah, is there many zombies in this set? Like... I didn't think there was many zombies in the set. Especially, I know I was seeing a bunch of comments on Liliana and her showcase version of her card, how she's got zombies in the background, but the card actually doesn't make zombies. Okay, so uncommons. Okay, I don't really care about those. 2 Warren Chief. We got a Recruiter. We got a Battle Mage Captain. What do we got here? Steward of Tides. Lands creatures you control have flying whenever land enters the battlefield under your control. If you control 7 or more lands, up to 1 target land you control becomes a 3/3 elemental creature with haste. Still land. It would be nice if your lands were indestructible. Because you get that down early enough, you risk putting yourself behind, trading your lands off with your opponent, which is really unfortunate. This could work, but I don't think it's going to be as powerful as it could be unless you build around it properly. We got the Battle Hymn, which is removal. Destroy target top creature. This is nice. White blue. Can you do a white-blue duck and cover deck also? Sky Knight, you got flying. Okay, we got another Sky Knight flying. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 token soldier creature token. Okay. This creates birds. When it enters the battlefield, with flying for each creature with defender. How many defenders are there in this set? There can't be that many. That's a defender. Is defender a thing in this set? I guess you got the drawbridge, which taps target creature, which is nice. This thing is going to be is probably going to do a lot of work in sealed, I would guess. Anything that you can tap down with generally tends to be pretty OP. Broken Wings comes back again. Target creature gains Death Touch and Indestructible. That's nice. Whenever creature enters the battlefield under your control, this gets +1/+1 until end of turn. For 4 mana, I would like this to be a 3/3 and end that maybe, or even a 3/2. So white is going to be your deck, maybe blue. Well, just jumping out on this pool, there is also a lot of red here, like Jaira's Fire NATO, getting 2 of them there. Target creature or planeswalker, it would be nice if this could hit the player, right? Like the lava axes out there. Scout the Wilderness. Search the library for a basic land card, then put it in the battlefield. If the spell was kicked, create 2/1/1 white soldiers. For 5, that gives you a little bit better feel. And so if you're searching for a basic land, that means you can go for these dual lands, right? Because they've got the basic land type. Or do they have to say basic? I can't remember that. Are these still... Because they have the basic land type, they're considered basics, right? It's been a while. These lands aren't bad. Like they're going to be useful in other decks, which is nice, and at common is nice. Look at those stained glass lands. I want so many of those. Yeah, Jaira's Fire Tornado is just lava axe that can't hit the player. That's all the Fire NATO is. Same casting costs, and you get a Scry 1 out of it. Woohoo, Scry 1. Heroic Charge is okay. +2/+1 until end of turn. They also gain Trample if it's kicked. So if you have the red to kick it, yeah, that's okay. That touch. You be streaming the draft? No, I might. Well, it's not a draft. It's going to be a pre-release, right? I might take my camera and record what I open, or I might just take pictures. I'll probably just take pictures with my phone. That's probably more what I would do. My deck, and then I'll put it up on the Discord while I'm there. Academy Wall in blue. So we got 1 defender, 2 defender in that. So defender is okay. Not really like you're going to get a big thing out of it. Red black here is looking fairly good too. Lots of decent creatures. Red green. When it attacks, look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may put it into the battlefield tapped. If you didn't put a card in the battlefield this way, create a 1/1 red goblin creature token. So you can look at the top of your library, leave it back there, and put a 1/1 red goblin into play, or a land. Yeah, for 4 mana, that's double costed. No. After party, maybe. Again with enchant, brash until enchant leaves the field. I wish they would stop making new ones of that, right? Like, they have so many cards in white that are the same card. They just make a new version of the same card. It's so stupid when they do that. Like, Griffins, for the longest time, they reprinted the same Griffin and called it something else every time they would print it. Griffins and Pegasus. Yeah, this one doesn't let me actually build the deck. This gives me an idea of what like a pre-release looks at. If you want a good site that actually lets you build the deck, there is Draft Sim. You can do draft and sealed here. And they pretty much put up every set. So if we look at sealed, right, do a sealed pool, it gives me my sealed pool. So, yeah, that's nice. I don't need to care about that right now. You can go away. Okay, Q, whatever. Those dual commons, yes. Yes, those dual lands are commons. Right here. Contaminated Aquifer is an island swamp, enters the battlefield top, and they do mana of both color, and they're also named as both basics. Right? But I can't remember if they're actually considered basics or not. I know you can fetch them, but I can, yeah. Those are pretty rad. Oh, in common, they're huge. Right? Like, what is it in here? Yeah, like a Temple of Plenty, which is rare, not named, right? Like this is a card I'm throwing in my trade binder. I don't expect to get anything for it. Not named, so not a forest plains. Enter the battlefield tapped, and you get to scry 1, and it does the same thing as those things. I like those. This has scry 1. Is scry 1 really the difference of making it rare? Like, to me, it doesn't make any sense. They should be uncommon at best. Are they new or no? They're not basics, but if you search for swamp, you can get them. Okay. Okay, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. They weren't considered basic, but they're named. So normal fetches say you can search for like a swamp or a mountain. So you can get these, but they don't say a basic swamp or mountain. Right? Paying 2 life for it to come in untapped for the Shocklands, that is a little bit more rare, but being able to scry with it without it being named doesn't feel like it's rare. Plaza of Heroes looks pretty good. I would probably play it no matter what deck I'm running. Right? Especially if you have some legendary creatures. Plaza of Heroes, add 1 generic or 1 colorless, or tap, add 1 mana of any color to spend it on a legendary spell, or tap it, add 1 mana of any color among legendary permanents you control, or 3 and tap it, sacrifice it, or exile it, I mean. Target legendary creature gains hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. That's a pretty decent card. And this thing fits into any commander deck. Right? This is going to be a highly sought after card. Plaza of Heroes. Just out of curiosity, what are they putting Plaza of Heroes for price? Just out of curiosity. There we go. I got Card Kingdom. They're putting, holy, that's more than I thought it would be. Plaza of Heroes, they're putting it at a $13 rare. I don't see that keeping that price because there's going to be so many of these going around right now. And they're not going to do anything in standard, but this is going to be a highly sought after card for Commander. Look at all the MTG sets are for Commander now since that other format got murdered by Wizards of the Coast. Yep. Plaza of Heroes fits into any Commander deck, straight up. A card where you can sacrifice it and save your Commander too. Right? Okay, I am dealing with this. Or not. Oh, whatever. So stupid. Ads suck. Okay, so even monocolor commander deck. Yeah, straight up. Being able to sacrifice this to save your commander once is huge. If you have a way to bring it back all the time, like Crucible of Worlds, right? That's even better. Or Green Warden. I'm back. What I missed? You missed the world. You missed the world and the red imagery that we saw overnight. So what do we got here? Weird. It's almost as if it was designed for Commander or something, right, Habanero? So in white, we don't really have much here. Citizen's Arrest. Temporary Lockdown. This card is bonkers. This card is bonkers and destroys a treasure deck. It completely annihilates a treasure deck. When Temporary Lockdown enters the battlefield, each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less until temporary, when it enters, exile each non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less until it leaves play. That thing is going to annihilate treasure decks. What's Temporary Lockdown at now that I'm looking at? Unfortunately, they made this card during COVID, right? Which is absolutely ridiculous to even see this in there. And yet they censor the, what is it, the Death Corona card because of the insensitivity it brought along. Like they knew. Temporary Lockdown is only $3.35. Temporary Lockdown is only $3.35. This might go up a little. I think this might go up a little. Wish they would stop making new one-mana discard spells with different names like Devour Intellect, Thoughtseize, Inquisition, Dreadfigure. Right. Just reprint some of them and we're good to go. That's what I've been saying for a long time. The fact that they put Liliana in here as the one chase sort of card, but she's not going to be... She's powerful, but she's not crazy powerful. The Duress retains. Yeah, it's stupid. Yeah, they keep doing that with all those types of cards, right? Librarian enters the battlefield, scry 2. Just let you just draw a card. And then what are these? Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain trample. That thing's insane. Wow. That's actually insanity for 2 mana. It's a 1/3 that gives all your creatures +1 and trample for 1 instant sorcery spell. You put this in a spell, in a prowess style deck, this thing's going to overtake the board. Because everything on your board gets trample for 1 spell. I know I'm triggering. My world is ruined. Yes, Crash Test. Needs to just reprint the card with new art and sets and be more creative. Now, each set is basically the same cards, usually just better than before. Right, Cthulhu? In a lot of cases, they don't need to print new cards. Every year, they're printing 10% of the entire Magic cards. All new cards. It's ridiculous. Sadistic Pilgrim. Whenever another creature you control enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life. So it's Soul Warden, sort of. Whenever another creature you control dies, opponent loses 1 life. Okay. That's okay. Death Touch, that's not bad. Right, Cthulhu? That's where all the tiers go. You can bottle them up on Twitter. Mira, Scholar of Antiquity. Tap an untapped non-token artifact. You add 1 green mana. That's going to get used and abused. Straight through and through. That's going to get used very well. Tap 2 untapped non-token artifacts. Exile the top card of your library. You may play it this turn. Oh, that thing's going to find a home. Is that... What are they projecting that one at? What is this thing called? Mira? Oh, yeah, I don't want to subscribe to TCG. Thank you. People are pricing it at like $1.20 right now, so it's not really on anyone's radar. The fact that it's $1 means it can go down to bulk or go up, right? So that's one of those cards that people aren't quite sure. If it finds a home, it'll go up. And then we got the Steward of Tides that makes your lands a 3/3. What does this go? Spawn of THRU. We got the Spawn of THRU. His power is equal to the number of land cards in your graveyard. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your graveyard. Sacrifice land and gain 2 life. Was it Zern's Orb that lets you do that? The Urg Spawn of THRU. This is so much. 4/6 spells cost. This spell costs 1 less. So if you're playing 5 colors, like it costs 3 to put down a 4/6. But you've also got to have 5 lands in play. This thing's just way too late. Like late in some of these games, yeah. Erg sounds like you made it when you spawned the turd. Erg. Facebook was just recently busted colluding with. Yeah, I saw that, Maz. Ridiculous. Barkweave Crusher. Barkweave is an elemental warrior that looks like a Phyrexian and is not a dog. What have they done wrong here? It should have been a dog. Enlist, so it's a 2/5, and you can tap other creatures to give it their power. Enlist, I think, is going to be a broken mechanic. Right, Cthulhu? Was of course made a card. It had words on it. It was highly insensitive, and now they need to cry in my pain. Don't they know it's dangerous? Their words are violence. They assaulted me. Hey, Crash Test, there is an outrage happening right now with Wizards of the Coast and their new Spelljammer campaign. People are in ruin right now over the Hazundi character race you can play in Spelljammer. Because they're equating them to African Americans when they're not. They're not at all. There is no way. I've read the entire synopsis. I'm like, if the fact that you're getting this from this, that means that you're the one being racist. I hate to tell you. It's ridiculous. Scout the Wilderness. Search your library for basic land. Temporary lockdown. How could they? They actually being racist, referring to caging of humans. They're not humans. They're not humans. They just happen to be a species that was like a monkey. That a wizard splashed a potion on them, so then they gained sentience and grew up to be human-like. And they grew up inheriting the Spelljammer ships. It's like Planet of the Apes in space. It's pretty ridiculous. Some of the takes are absolutely. I just sit there. I'm like, how has it gone this far? Okay, I can't keep. See, Crash, I knew you were good in the inside. Tortoise for 3, you get a 3/2 with Ward 2 and Enlist. Actually, that's a really good turtle. I think more companies should data mine the public even more than they do now. We've allowed them to get away with it this far, this time, and we still do business with them. They should really step it up. Deathloon Gardener, Death Touch 1/1, add 1 mana of any color. I kind of wish it was 2 mana, not 3. But for 3, it's a draftable card. It's a card you play in sealed. It's a threat on the board because it's got Death Touch. It also makes 1 mana of any color, so it's a mana dork. Yeah, that's a pretty good card. Feel dirty just pretending. Time to drink some bleach. Oh, Crash Test. It's late enough. You should have a drink. The Bog Badger. Enter the battlefield. If it was kicked, creatures you control gain menace until end of turn. That's okay. That's okay if you're in green-black. If you're not in black, do you play this? It's a 3/3. It's a 3/3 vanilla if you're not in black. I I think you still play this if you're not in black. You maybe throw in a swamp into your deck. Just you can. No, I'm serious. People aren't going to stop using Facebook. They're not going to go out of business anytime soon. They should go harder on the data mining. 100% Habanero. They gotta push. They gotta push. Defender enters the battlefield. Look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a land card. Put it into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom. That thing is absolutely useless. Bite down is fight. Target creature you control deals damage equal to the power target creature or planeswalker you don't control. Why? Isn't this the same card? I mean, it's not. I thought they have this card already. Bite down? Is Bite down a reprint? No. Bite down is not a reprint. Okay. Let's. I'm going to go in here because they're going to tell me what cards it's similar to. Absolutely ridiculous to see. Here it is. Bite down. What is Bite down? Rabid Bite. Target creature. Yeah, it's a reprint of Rabid Bite. Why would they rename the same card? Oh, because it can do it to a planeswalker. That's why. So Bite Down actually replaces Rabid Bite. Straight up. Strength of the Coalition. Creatures can control +2/+2 until end of turn. If it was kicked, they get +1/+1 counter. The counter's nice. No, don't bite down. No teeth, please. And then a Lattimore Stalker. When another creature enters the battlefield, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. It's a 1/1 Elf Warrior. It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing crazy. Wow, that's stupid. But now in Commander, you get 2 Rabid Bites. While Bite Down, though, also hits a Planeswalker. That's the difference between the 2 cards. Yeah, you can make it a standard deck due to all the retrains. Yep. X allows to cast where X is the greatest power among creatures you control. See, I am wondering, this Molten Monstrosity with Enlist, if that's going to become a thing, right? Because this is 8 mana, but with Enlist, where is it? Enlist. As this creature attacks, you may tap a non-attacking creature you control without summoning sickness. When you do, add its power to creatures until end of turn. Like, on something like this where it's a 2/5, if you were able to tap a 5/5 and make it a 7/5, then this would come down into play if it survived for 1 mana. Right? Just as an idea. Label Facebook as a criminal enterprise and voter intimidation. Electric. Oh, God. It's ridiculous. Inferno, we've already gone over. Thrall of the Pit is your gain control of target whatever. We have the Heirloom Battle Hymn. For damage target creature and or planeswalker, or just planeswalker. We got the Kavu, Menace, typical vanilla sort of creature. Yamaya Steel Crusher. I thought Yavimaya was blue-green, not red. I thought that was blue-green. Hold on. Let me look, because I have a land in front of me. Or it's in my deck. Legendary Kavu in the set? Nice. Oh, is there any? I don't know. I think people were asking if there was, because they want to make a Kavu commander deck. You'd vote for Crash? Of course you would, Maz. Yeah. Yeah, this is blue-green. Yavimaya is blue-green. Why is that on a red creature? Like, seriously. Here. Blue-green Painland. And yet they put it on a red creature. That's a red creature. So does that mean it's the 3 color, it's Teamer? Because design was colorblind. So as a Painland, should this make 3 colors then? Should it also make red? New World Order going to take over, bury Facebook, yeah. Twinferno, the double strike is nice on there. It actually gives this thing reliability in draft and or sealed. But copying target instant or sorcery spell, honestly, isn't something that you're going to be doing very often in sealed or draft. It's just the double strike is nice. So this with the Battle Mage Captain is nice. Giving it double strike and trample, those two things together. So not only do you get the first strike with trample, then you get a second attack with trample. Yeah, Maz is the new lizard person. Yeah. Horde Master, other goblins you control get +1/+1. Is there goblins in this set? How many goblins are in this set? Whenever another goblin you control dies, exile top card of your library. If it's a goblin creature card, you may cast that card this turn until the end of your next turn. Okay. Maz is part of the lizard people, just like Lisa. She's going to drink the Kool-Aid and become the lizard queen. Rada's Firebrand, human warrior. When it attacks target creature, defending player control with power less than, can't block this turn. Whoop-de-freaking do. Domain gets +2/+2 until end of turn. This ability costs 1 less for each basic land you control. Activate only once each turn. Well, at least it's not activate as a sorcery. It only gets +2/+2 though. +2/+2 for 6 mana. I think there's better cards out there. Goblin Picker with the loot effect. Furious Bellow +3/+0 gains first strike. Like that with the Battle Mage Captain also. That's pretty nice. Phoenix Chick, it's so cute. It's a 1/1 Phoenix, flying haste, can't block. Whenever you attack with 3 or more creatures, you may pay 2. If you do, return it from the graveyard to the battlefield as a 2/2. Flowstone Infusion, this counts as removal. Early game removal. +2/-2. Withering Necromass, 1 less to cast for each creature card in your graveyard. Holy, oh, it's a 5/5. I thought it was a spell. I was about to say a spell that just gives death touch. No, it's a 5/5 creature. Zombie, okay, so there's your zombie giant. So actually this is a really good card. You want to play this card if you're playing black. Because by the time you were able to cast this card, your graveyard's going to be full of creatures anyway. So then you put this thing down for cheap. And it's a 5/5 with death touch. Just would be nicer with a little bit of flying on it. Singer Connoisseur, whenever one or more creatures die, put a 1/1 counter on them. Ability triggers only once each turn. For 5, it's a 3/3. Wasn't a Singer Vampire a 4/4 flying that got bigger every time it killed something? Shield Red Restoration. Oh, interesting. Target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it was kicked, you gain life equal to its mana value. And then exile it. You exile it. Really? Domain has always been a terrible mechanic. It's always either so underwhelming that no one plays it or so overpowered everyone plays it. So there's no in between. Yeah, I have an arrow. It's always been that one. Urchai is back with the F. Guess Wizard goes out of ideas. Phyrexian Warhorse. Phyrexian Horse. For 4, it's a 3/3. Enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, create a 1/1 white soldier creature token. What the hell is the white soldier creature going to do? Is it going to ride the horse into battle? 1, sacrifice another creature, gets +2/+1 until end of turn? I mean, sure. Kind of lame. Shadow Prophecy, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of land cards. Basic land cards, or lands among type. Put 2 of them in your hand. Put the rest in your graveyard, you lose 2 life. For 3 mana, you lose 2 life. 3 mana and 2 life, you get to put 2... You get to maybe look at 2 cards. Shadow Prophecy is okay. It's nothing crazy. Airy Soul Tender, 3 mana, 3/1. Enter the battlefield, mill 3. Exile it from your graveyard. Return another target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's interesting. So you can target anything in your graveyard with this. You exile it, and another thing comes from your graveyard to your hand. That's an interesting effect. I don't think we've seen that before. I think this one might find a home in a Reanimator deck. Choking Mizra. If this spell was kicked, put 1/1 counter on target creature you control. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn for 3 mana. That's a nice little board wipe with the additional beefing up your creatures at the same time. Also the card for Sacerdos. Yeah. With the F in Thrall to the Pit. Yep. Tribute to Obar. Target creature gets -2/-2 until end of turn. The spell was kicked. It gets a -1/-1 on top for each instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. So for 4 mana, this thing's probably going to wipe out a lot of creatures. And the fact that it's a minus is nice. Nyuk Alchemy. That's why we're not looking at Arena. I'm looking at the cards in general right now. If I was looking at Arena, you might see more. But I still not looking into Arena. Toxic Abomination. Enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life. It's a 3/2 for 2. I don't like that. Splatter Goblin. When it dies, target creature and opponent controls get -1/-1. Oh, what? It couldn't be a built-in Goblin Grenade. Also, what enthrall do you mean enthrall? This set got our Lily of the Veil, yeah. Methyl of the Veil now. I think Arena should become Alchemy only. It pretty much is now, Habanero. It pretty much is. Phyrexian Viscerator. Whenever a creature you control dies, scry 1. I mean, that's going to be interesting to set things up. Phyrexian Human, though. Why is so many Phyrexian in black? Blight Pile. Each opponent loses X life, where X number of creatures with Defender you control. Absolutely useless card. Maybe do 1 point of damage around for 3 mana. Not going to do much. Tolarian Terror. Oh, they finally put Brian on a card, did they? Spell costs 1 less to cast for each instant or sorcery card in your graveyard. Ward 2. I mean, this one isn't going to be horrible. This could be a top draft pick if you end up in the red-blue synergy. Why is Phyrexian so much black? Oh, are you joking? Well, in this particular iteration of a pool, I have almost all Phyrexian creatures are in black. So, yes. Why is there so much Phyrexian black in this set? Or not this set, but this pool at least. Med's kicking in, so gonna pass out. Okay, Crash, have a good night. This would be so good if they turned into MTGO2 instead of a Gotcha Hearthstone, right? Spell Slingers. Frost Fist Strider. When enters the battlefield, tap target creature and opponent controls, and put a stun counter on it. For 5, that's not horrible. It's not great. It's a 4/4 elemental giant. It would be nice to see him have flying. It's got Ward 2. Once again, with the Battle Mage Captain, if this thing has trample, that means a lot. Voida Sea Scavenger, so they put Yoda on a card, did they? Domain, when in battlefield, look at the top X cards of your library, or X number of lands you control, and basic lands you control. Put one of those cards on top of your library, put the rest on the bottom of your library in random order. So this gives you a free peek at the top of your deck. You may put one of those cards on the top of your library, so you can always put them to the bottom. So this card is going to get played. This card's going to be played no matter what. The domain is fine. Domain is just an added bonus. You're always going to be able to get one look at the top of your deck and have the option to put it at the bottom of your deck. That's pretty decent, actually. Yeah, because black is Phyrexian thing, always has been. New Phyrexia was the oddball out. They did another one of those pseudo level up cards, like annoying one snow blue card, for one that kept getting bigger in black, but black. Oh, interesting. Yeah, the Sea Scavenger is going to be a good card. It's a 3/2 for 3, first off, and then you get to peek at the top of your deck. That's going to be a fairly decent card. Return target creature to its owner's hand. Draw a card if the spell was kicked, and you gain 3 life. Return target creature to owner's hand for 3. So, if you're playing blue-white, this is a decent card. If you're not playing blue and white, it's a horrible card. You want that kicker. I would have rather they just reprinted the there's two iterations of it where it's 2 mana to return a creature and then 2 more mana to draw a card, right? Which I think is a kicker ability anyway. But instead of doing that, they just gave this kicker in white. I mean, it's fine. Tide Turner, spend this mana for instant or sorcery spells. 1/3. Couple of negates. 3 negates. 3 negates. Negate is so useless in sealed. Negate is not good in sealed. You want to counter creature spells. You don't want to counter non-creature spells in sealed. Like, if you end up... This is one of those cards that you put into your deck that you would take out of the sideboard to put into your deck. That's the only reason you would do it. Right? In case you end up against an all-spells deck or something like that in sealed. But generally, you're not. You want to stop the creatures from hitting the board. You don't care about the spells so much. Yeah, maybe you can save one of your creatures by negating an off spell, but that's about it. You want solid removal cards. Impede momentum, target creature. Tap target creature, put 3 stun counters on it. The stun counters is going to be insane. If a permanent with a stun counter would become untapped, remove it from it instead. So every upkeep, you remove a stun counter until they become untapped, which is... Locking a creature down for 4 turns is a lot. Where's the Maz card? Haunting Figment. Honestly, the more I look at this, I would be in red blue. Because the black was okay. You might be able to splash the black, but the black wasn't anything too crazy. Disagree. Negate removes everything that isn't creatures. You use kill cards for creatures, you negate everything else. Yeah, but in draft and sealed, creatures are king. Ooh, 10k for a draft on a reel feels bad. Yep. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, putting in 3 negates, like, this is... negate's always a situational in draft and in sealed. If you end up against the person that has, like, all the removal, like, you gotta hope they picked out 7 removal out of their pool, which in a lot of cases they didn't, right? Then you play it. But other than that, because it's not disrupting the creatures, it's not going to be that good. It's not going to win you games. It doesn't propel you forward in a game. Where's the Caveman card? Oh, wait, Magic's not easy to do with Magic. So no easy enough for Caveman. Ouch! Ouch, Caveman. You asked for that one. You'd rather buy 10 packs? Almost. Dun, dun, dun. Well, here's the thing, Caveman. When you do a sealed event for 10k, do you not get a minimum of 3 packs in the end? On top of that? Right, so write all those essence scatters. Cry when your creatures get O-ringed. Habanero, it's situational. I would rather essence scatters for my game 1 than negate. Every time. Well, what's the gem amount? Is the gem the amount of 1,000 gold? I'm trying to remember. Gems are worth more than you think when it came to Arena. No, that's the song from the Caveman commercial. O-ring's not in the set. You've got, like, if you're up against white, sure, you substitute negate in there for the white enchantments that you're going to get hit with. If you're not up against white, you have four other colors you got to contend with, and the four other colors are going to deal with things that are straight up removal, and not the other way around. So, I in all honesty, I'd rather essence scatter creatures than negate the spells that you don't know what's going to be in there yet. But like I said, your game 2, if they've got the spells for your game 2, you put in the negates. For game 1, you maybe wouldn't run 1, but you wouldn't run 3. That's for sure. You wouldn't, like, I don't see you running 3. I'd much rather have 3 essence scatters than 3 negates there. Haunting Figment. Can't be blocked by as long as you cast an instant or sorcery spell this turn. Hey, that's not bad. You're right, I'm sorry. I'm totally forgotten. Negate doesn't work against my other form of removal in the game. My bad. Hey, habanero. They do. It's just generally, they're not going to do a ton. Your creatures are what's going to win you the games. Like, if I was to end up in, like, say, white-blue here, running a duck and cover situation, then yes, you want to run the negates. But in a lot of circumstances, you're not going to run the negates. In a lot of them. Hey, look at that, an essence scatter. 1 essence scatter. I would honestly run that over all 3 negates. You would run the 1 essence scatter. Timely interference. Creature gets -1/-0 until end of turn. If the spell is kicked, that creature blocks this turn if able. Then draw a card. See, here's the thing. What I'm looking at with this deck, it would be red-blue with the Battle Mage Captains, but I would probably be doing at least 10 buff spells. Right? You got Twin Infernos. You got 2 of them. Combat Research, is this only instant or sorcery? So you may not run that. What does that do? Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. As long as the enchanted creature is legendary, gets +1/+1, has ward 1. That's not bad. Timely interference. I mean, it's not the greatest. You would run that. You would run that. Run those. These things. I mean, for 5, you might not run it very easily. Honestly, probably though. Yes. Yes. Yep. When it attacks defending player, maybe. Well, it's a 3/1 for 2. What do you mean making a Jediah deck? Well, this would be a Battle Mage Captain deck. Balmor? As a block, it could have been seen as epic, but with a single set, everything feels rushed. Yeah, 100% Cthulhu. But isn't the next, like, 5 sets to do with this? So it's all going to tie together. Horde Master. When another goblin you control dies, exile top card of your library. If it's a goblin card, you may cast it. This is a 1/1. This is literally a 1/1 for 2 mana. I wouldn't even run it. I wouldn't even run it unless I had room. Right? The Goblin Picker, he's a 2/2 for 2. He's better than this rare. That rare just makes him better, but in a sealed deck, it's supposed to be a 4 set series. Yeah. So there's going to be a lot of synergy. Thrall to the Pit, probably not. These guys. That's 24 cards right there. Do we have any red-blue lands? I don't think so. Enter the battlefield, scry 2 for 3. Nothing crazy. I thought there was a way I could see my deck. Go away. Go away. Reading. Drop my phone, almost put it in timeout. Uh-oh. Maz's phone's got a mind of its own. Then again, I hate all the broken cards. Oh, yeah, everyone hates the broken cards. What? Okay. So, what would this be? Basic lands? Why can't I see my basic lands? Build? Excuse me? What did you do? Did this just auto-build my deck? Why did you put in all the random lands? You took out the Goblin Picker. And that. This thing literally just random built my deck based off what it was. Clear. Not cool. Yeah, so that was what the deck would have been like. I could have exported it. Sort. Build. So yeah, you can auto build it and then it puts in all the dual lands, which is hilarious. I guess with the dual lands, it makes doing kicker probably easier. I got avoided this time. Uh-oh. Would have been me that got put in timeout by accident like the other 3 times. Yep. Of course, there's only a few of you guys sitting in here watching this, talking with me. But that's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that. Okay, so that's one pool. You can always go back and do another one. So that wouldn't have been bad. A red-blue, I think that would have worked out quite well. Right? So now that I've got a little bit more of a feel for it. Okay, these ads are getting really annoying. Excuse me, I did not click on that. I don't care about your whatever that is. Lots of white in this one. Ooh, white-black. Or green-black. To be frank, I started watching at 7. I've been up since 6. I started watching at 7 a.m. Been up since 6. You guys, how many of you guys watched the video I put out yesterday? I didn't have a video for today. This is another reason why we're doing this right now. Oh, what do we got here? Painlands is nice. Thran Portal. Enters the battlefield tapped unless you control 2 or fewer other lands. When it enters the battlefield, choose a land type, basic land type. It becomes the basic type in addition to its other abilities. Mana abilities of Thran Portal cost an additional 1 life to activate. That's stupid. So, I honestly would rather just put in a basic land instead of having a basic land that does damage to me. Yeah, Maz, you watched it. I know that. So glad Scoot Swarm isn't banned from anything. Wait, is Scoot Swarm still in the current sets? Zendikar Rising? Is Scoot Swarm still? Oh god. No, that's ridiculous. Scoot Swarm still being illegal. That thing needs to rotate so badly. My words, all the pictures mixed with other Peeps worlds. It's an Explorer, okay. Explorer is whatever. I don't care. Meteorites are okay, too. It's so much. 2 damage to any target, and then it becomes 1 mana of any color, which is fine. Bone Rattle. 6 mana for a 4/4. Okay, that's not great. And this domain better be good. If you cast it, choose target creature card from your graveyard, return it to the battlefield for mana value less than equal to the number basic. That is horrible. That is a horrible domain. Yeah, I don't like that. You can go away. Words, 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 words. Oh, we got Spawn of Turg again. He's about to take a turd on that tree that he's sitting on. Because broken cards are fun, right? Right? Lego Moss, the Lego Cane, the hand of the hatred. He's building up a hand of the Lego. When he enters at the beginning of combat on your turn, I thought it was only when he came into play. Create a 2/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice it at the beginning of the next end step. So at the beginning of combat, that's actually really good. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Activate this only if 5 or more creatures died this turn. Interesting. Love getting Tasha's hideous laughed at. Oh god, that card is broken. The Codex, what does this do? Domain 5, draw a card. So if you have one of each. So domain counts with these ones, with these basic lands, right? That counts towards domain, right? Basic land type. So this is a basic land type. So yes, these count towards domain. So that is how domain is viable in this set on its own. The Amber Turd card. The Spawn of Turd. if I play it, I should put Amber had a turd on it. The mill is so bad now that at least my mill deck used the commander to do it. And it was inspired deck just to be able to mill you. Oh boy. Yeah, so these cards make domain a lot easier to deal with. So I guess that's, in that case, you kind of want to play as many of these cards as possible, especially if you're playing domain. Okay, I get it now. We saw that. Everything's too broken. Take me back to the good old days of the Grey Order and Deathlace. Right? Oh, I miss the old days when you actually had to think to play the game. Now you don't have to think, you just have to read a book. I hope this helps with the pre-release regarding the card explains the card. Reading the card explains the card every time, every day. Every time. How are you doing every day? Hope you're doing well. Firewall, the Vine Wall, the fluorescent, floriferous Vine Wall. I'm just going to call this the Firewall in green. The green Firewall. Kyrian Beast Caller. Kyrian cards are usually pretty good. Whenever you cast a creature spell, put a 1/1 counter. So this thing gets bigger. It's a 2/2 for 2. So it's a bear when it first enters the play, and then it gets bigger. When it dies, distribute X counters among the creatures you control. So the 1/1 counters just get spread out. Wow. That's pretty good. That's a OP card. Good thing it's not an elf dryad warrior, because that would make it even more OP. Snare Spinner, good old spider. Bog Badger. Battlefield, if it was kick, creatures you control gain menace. Broken Wings is okay. Hexbane Tortoise. Yeah. The Weathered Treaty. The Weatherseed Treaty, sorry. Search the library for a basic land card. Put it onto the battlefield tapped, then shuffle. Create a 1/1 green Sapling. And then 3 domain. Target creature control gets +X/+X, gains trample. Telling a turn where X is the number of basic land types you control. How much is it? 3? This should almost be 2. But I guess it is fetching a land and putting it into play. Now you get to cosplay mentally as a Planeswalker Morrow co-designed. Oh boy. Miss the good old days where you were an OP Planeswalker, ripping monsters from words to fight for you was travel across the multiverse. Yep, Cthulhu. That's exactly what it used to be. What is this? Hammerhand? +1/+1, and has haste. Target creature can't block this turn. Oh, that's not bad. It gets target creatures, so when it comes into play, target creature can't block this turn. That actually makes this almost worthwhile playing. Vashino, Branch Rider, kicker with the green and the 2. It's a 1. It's a 1/1 for 1. If it was kicked, it enters with 2 1/1 counters, and then it can get bigger for 3 mana. Interesting. It's not bad. At least it's also a warrior, so if you're playing a courage deck, Furious Bellow, lightning straight, 3 damage to any target. See, that's what we need. 2 lightning strikes, that makes it very worthwhile. Kind of wants me to make a Vashino tribal commander deck. No, you make a warrior tribal deck. You don't make a Vashino, you make a warrior tribal deck. Alright guys, let's start game with Shajalar and Raging River. You guys ready for some real fun? I got Liliana's outfit in the making. Only got the headdress so far. Still putting up the rest together. Oh, nice, Maz. Nice. At least you got the headrest part. The Nicobolus horns. That's probably the hardest thing of the whole outfit. Otherwise, you just put on a purple dress and away you go. Purple dress, black hair, some black mascara, paint your fingertips black. You're good. You're good, Maz. You can pull it off. Twin Inferno again. The Steel Crusher Ape. Kavu. Glowstone Kavu. And then a Flame Sage. Keldon Flame Sage. Does he get bonuses to his power and toughness like the Keldor Warlord? Oh, he has Enlist, so you tap a creature, it gets bigger. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la. Yeah, Cindy, you got it. Oh, I was hoping you wouldn't catch that habanero. Whenever Flame Sage attacks, look at the top X cards of your library, where X is its power. You may exile instant or sorcery card with mana value X or less from among them. Put the rest in the bottom of your library in a random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. That thing's bonkers. The Keldon Flame Sage, that thing is absolutely bonkers. Could you imagine looking through, like, giving this thing, once again, giving it a +5 on there. Then you look down 7 cards and be able to do that with Relentless Assault or something. This card is nuts. Flame Sage. I got, once again, just out of curiosity, Keldon Flame Sage. What do they want for this thing? $1. They don't think it's going to go anywhere. What is the... Because this also has Flame Sage. Extended art. Are they giving the extended art more love? No, they're only giving the extended art $2. This thing's going to be bonkers. Flame Sage could be one of those cards that goes into that prowess style deck that it looks like there's a possibility for that deck. Because you're digging down, and if you can give this thing double strike after you enlist it when it's attacking, ugh, gross. That card's going to be gross. I can see it now. It is 3 mana, so that might be the one thing that holds it back instead of 2 mana. This thing was 2 mana, it would be broken. Then Tornado. Evolve Sleeper 1. Oh, okay. This is the one that you were talking about, Cthulhu. The Evolve Sleeper. Yeah, they were kind of throwing this card in. This is a... They've been doing this for a while, and there's actually, I believe, a reserve list card that kind of reflects this. Becomes a human cleric, base power and toughness 2/2 instead of 1/1. If it's a cleric, put Death Touch counter on it and becomes a Phyrexian human cleric with base power and toughness 3/3, and then for 3 mana is Phyrexian. Evolve Sleeper is Phyrexian. Put a 1/1 counter on it Then draw a card and you lose 1 life. So it's an interesting sort of level up card that you can do whenever. Because I believe level up normally you can only do on your turn, if I'm correct. Where this you can do whenever. Battle Rage Blessing's okay. Blight Pile is whatever. The Dust Shadow is whatever. Yeah. And we got 3 of those. Whenever a creature you control dies, scry 1. Interesting. Aggressive Sabotage. Target player discards 2 cards. If this spell was kicked, it deals 3 damage to that player. I guess. Extinguish with Light. Destroy target creature or planeswalker if its mana value was 3 or less. And you gain 3 life. I mean, that's okay, but it doesn't hit a Johnny. The card you want it to hit. Tattered Aspiration. It's a shade that just gets bigger. Black is whatever there. Right now I'm looking red-green. Shore Up is an old one. Timely Interference, Essence Scatter. Bounding the Third Path. You may cast an instant sorcery card spell, mana value 1 or 2 from your hand without paying its mana cost. I mean 2 for 1 right off the bat. And then 2, target player mills 4 cards. 3, exile target instant sorcery card from your graveyard. Copy it. You may cast the copy. Interesting. Weird. Haunting Figment. Phyrexian Espionage. If the spell was kicked, opponent discards a card. Yeah, whatever. What? Oh, draw 2 cards if the spell was kicked. For 3 mana, draw 2 cards. That's not bad. And then 5 mana to get them to discard a card. It's okay. Soaring Drake. Geyser. Tidepool Turtle. Scry 1 on a stick. That's nice for 3 mana. That's not bad. It's not bad. This thing can get you out of trouble. Djinn of the Fountain. For 6 mana, you get a 4/4 Djinn. Flying, whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell, choose 1. It gets +1/+1 until end turn. Or exile it, return it to the battlefield under its owner's control at the beginning of the next end step, or scry 1. That thing is absolutely useless. That won't find a home. Artillery Blast? What is that? Wait, what is this card? Hold on. What is Artillery Blast? What kind of mechanical BS did they put into Magic now? Where's the white? Where are you? I want to see this card up close. Because that thing looked like something out of Warhammer. That thing was common, right? Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. That thing's common. Where are you? Right there, Artillery Blast. Open image. Take a look at this. Okay. You passed it. Okay, seriously, look at the mechanic. Like, they've got gears and stuff like that with this. This thing looks like it's out of Warhammer. Put target tap creature. Yeah, deals X damage to target tap creature where X is 1 plus number of basic lands you control. And it's a useless card. It looks like it's out of Warhammer or coming up to the Warhammer set because it literally looks like a mechanical tank. What the hell? This is supposed to be Magic, right? Looks like a Mirrodin machine? What's the problem? That's OP? That Urza has been jumping universes, right? Weird. Vendelish Faithbonder. Enlist with Vigilance. That's kind of nice. You would play that if you're in white. Destroy Evil. Nice. And the Phyrexian getting obliterated. Is that Phyrexian or is that something from Amaket? Garden Nubelish. Yeah, whatever. Phyrexian Missionary. A Phyrexian Human Cleric in white. Lifelink 2/3 for 2. When it enters the battlefield, if it was kick target, return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's okay. Samite Herbalist. When it becomes tapped, you gain 1 life. Scry 1. Citizen's Arrest. This just exiles target creature or planeswalker. Planeswalker is nice with that. Cleaving Skyrider, another human warrior that could have been a Pegasus. Enters the battlefield. If it was kicked, deal X damage to any target. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. Create a 1/1. You can use that on Bosch Taunter and game over. You and target opponent each draw 2 cards. Well, you don't have to do that because you got read ahead. Create a 1/1 white bird creature token with flying, and then 3 is put a 1/1 counter of each up to 2 target creatures. For 3 mana, this is kind of underwhelming. That artillery card. Mesa Cavalier, Human Knight, enters the battlefield, gain 2 life. Captain's Call. White is kind of underwhelming. 1 less to cast for each creature you control. 4/4 Vigilance, and it's 1 less to cast for each creature you control. That's pretty good. You can ban Bash Taunter and have a fun game. Yeah, right. I mean, red is looking good. Green was okay. Black and white weren't looking too terribly hot there. Blue was okay. I would probably be looking at green, red here, but even then, I don't think it was that crazy. Thrill of Possibility. Discard a card, draw 2. Yeah, whatever. Horde Master's useless. Lightning Strikes were good. I want that Horde Master out of there. Cinder, God, everything is OP these days. Also, Cinder, man, this card is really underwhelming. Yes, Habanero. Yes. You might not agree with the way I look at things, but I look at things in a different view. Cave, no fun. No, cave, no fun. Oh, wait, this is fun. Maha, I found Maz's guilty pleasure. Of course you did. Hammerhand is okay. I'd only throw it in there to fill in the rest. +3/+3 until end of turn. If it was kicked, gets +4/+4. Trample and haste. I mean, you would be playing it. The firewalls, whatever. Read those kissing sounds. The Badger is literally a 3/3. Once again, it would be a whatever. Oh, we have a forest. Enters the battlefield, you gain 5 life for 7. Trample 7/7. I mean, I don't got anything that's going to accelerate my mana. You would play it, but I wouldn't like it. A couple big creatures, really. You would play that just because you want the mana. These guys are okay. Thran's Portal, I don't even think I would play. What else is in here? I mean, you could play all 3 of those because they're just off colors. Right? So is there anything green? What was this? Kicker, discards 2 cards. Yeah, that's okay. Involved Sleeper would be nice to play there. Like, take another look at the black. Is the black really... The black might be better than the red. Here, hold on. Let's clear this. This would build me a white-black deck, is what it's telling me. Based on where it puts everything. It's kind of nice this builds the deck for you now. I don't know how well this deck would perform. To me, this looks mediocre. Once again, they put in the Policy and Forest, but I don't think there was anything that you would care about for that. I guess Kicker, there. Yeah, everything else is on color. So this is almost useless. Those are better than just the Forest, I guess. Weird. The more I see these cards, the less I want to buy. Yeah, kind of looking that way, isn't it? Isn't it? What do we got here? Nothing crazy there. We got the spider in this pool. See, the other thing with this is you can go for draft also, right? So then you get the chance to draft this set as well. And then you can also click on their suggest. So this tells you which cards are good to go with right off the bat. I'm torn on the set. Some stuff is good. It doesn't feel like I'd play good. Yeah, Habanero, I hear you. I hear you. New Phyrexia is going to be the strongest set, you're calling it? Probably. So this is saying the overall card would be Citizen's Arrest in a draft. Which I'd probably be pretty close to guessing. This thing's not that good. Yeah, so you go Citizen's Arrest there. A second one. Faith Bonder. Yeah, he's good. He's good. But this is giving it +2 because of the color. Inscribed Tablet. What does that do? Reveal top 5 cards. Put a line card from them into your hand. The rest on the bottom of your... If it didn't put a card in your hand this way, draw a card. Oh, you got to sacrifice it too? That thing's useless. Might buy like 3 packs at most and then put them in the box with all your other unopened booster boxes. Oh, there you go. Booster packs. There you go. Habanero. It's like a sandpaper designer underwear set. Jeez. Artillery Blast. What does this do? Minimum. Deals X damage to target creature. Where X... Oh, it does a minimum 2 points of damage? What's a Crystal Grotto? Oh, just whatever. Artillery Blast is okay. I mean, the Sleeper and the Herbalist are at the same level. Sleeper's a 3-1. This is a 2-1. You gain life and you scry. There's also a Sunlit Marsh. I read underwear for a sec. Cindy 2, yep. Oh no, he meant underwear. He meant underwear. Thrill of Possibility, useless. Momentum's useless, not being in blue. I mean, Artillery Blast, like, it's rating it above because it's going to try and do damage, but it's unreliable damage, and that's what I don't like about it. And at this point, I'd rather start trying to look at creatures. If you end up with black, each player sacrifices a creature with that. I mean, okay, let's go with it. Magic needs more guns and tanks. It's coming. They're coming. Faith Bonder again. That's going to be an OP card. Essence Scatter is rated high? What? That's not good. Oh. The Void Sea Scavenger over the Essence Scatter. Why do you rate the Essence Scatter so high? Like, wow. We're getting a cowboy set soon, right? Probably. When they come out with the you already have to run black for the kicker. No, you don't. You got to remember 42 cards, right? You're not necessarily playing all the cards you get. If I end up in black, it's good. If not, then whatever. There is a black removal here. All creatures get -2/-2 until end of turn, but which isn't bad. The Void Sea Scavenger, though, is a pretty decent card. Magic needs more Z fighters and nuclear weapons. Total land, plane, conquer, right? Like, the Choking Marassa is okay. I don't agree with the Essence Scatter, though. Search the library for an instant or sorcery card. Mana value 1. Reveal it. Put it in your hand. Ah, it's useless. Yeah, go with that. Crystal Grotto? Really? Oh, it doesn't come in tap, though, so you can use it right away. Actually, that's not that bad. I thought it came in play tapped. Lots of blue. Because most of the set is draft. It's going to be multicolor 2-3 because of those kickers. Yeah, it will be. I guess you go with the Grotto. Destroy evil, yep. Heroic charge? No, we need creatures. And if we're going white-black, enters the battlefield, you lose 2 life. That's not that good. That's why it's telling me to pick that. Tolarian Terror. Ugh. I guess. Shore up over the green healer, yeah. Doesn't really matter. See, and then the scavenger came back around. You're telling me the sacred peaks out of everything else that's here? What is wrong with you? Why are you telling me the peaks when we've got other things over here? For 2, create a 1/1 white. Like, this is a flash creature. That thing's okay. Join forces is okay. Defender, useless. Another Void Sea Scavenger. No, I'd take the reinforcements there. Ooh, braids. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice a artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalker. If you do, each opponent may sacrifice a permanent that shares a card type with it. For each opponent who doesn't, that player loses 2 life and you draw a card. At the beginning of your end step, you may sacrifice an artifact, creature, enchantment, land, or planeswalkers. So, if you sacrifice a land, your opponent has to sacrifice a land or take 2 life and you draw a card. Wow, that's actually a really good card. Asban looking colors. No mana symbol and symbol decks. Yeah, it will. How are you doing, Thoth? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, braids is nice. Correct in a stronghold arena. Whenever 1 or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, you may reveal the top card of your library, put it in your hand. If you do, you lose life. That's okay. What are you? 2/2 enlist. Enlist is okay. When I enter the battlefield, create a 1/1 soldier. So you get 3 power for 3 mana. That's not terrible. This guy was flash. This is the same thing as that with enlist, so it's actually better than that. Mill 3 cards. Return another creature card from your graveyard to your hand, which isn't bad. And then this guy. No, yeah, the Cavalier, I agree with that. Scrutiny. So this is really pointing me towards black-white at this point. This Griffin I don't like. 2/3 that gets +1/+1 until end of turn. If it was a counter, it would be good, but it's not a counter, so I'm like, eh. I'm just no black. Like this black card, I hate it. Guess I'm doing so, but before we get to the Cowboys set, we're going to get a lot of the current Phyrexian War. Wizard has plans. Yep, the Phyrexian War is going to be kind of nuts. Oh. One of these isn't bad having it in there. I actually, everything else here is whatever. Sliver Scrutiny, though it had flash, if X is 3 or less, draw X cards. So you can cast it for 5. It's okay. Vanguard. Oh, hello? Hello? It's telling me this is a 4/6, but I don't know what card this is, so we'll just pick it. Hello? Excuse me? Your game is broken. The card's not even there. It broke. It broke. Forget that. Well, that thing broke. Okay, well, I'm getting a little bit of a sense here on what to do with this. Invisible card, right? If it's not going to work, I'm not going to use it. What am I going to do with that? Well, I've been doing this for almost 2 hours. I think I've got a little bit more handle on this set. What do you guys think? You guys got any other ideas? You know what? While we have you here, I might as well go through some cards here. Oh, wrong button. Wrong button. Don't worry about the music. I've got to set up my trade binder. What do I have in here? What do I have in here that I shouldn't worry about? Should I take out any Kaladesh that I have in here? Probably. And any Kaldheim rotated, right? Kaldheim is rotating? Or is it staying? No, it's rotating. Shows you how long it's been since I've gone through this thing. Yeah, you can come out. You can come out. You can come out. You can stay. You can stay. Those are fine. You can come out. Yeah, there's a lot in here that I need to take out because they're not going to do anything. Never just draft monocolored. Keep Keld. Yep, Keld rotated. Yeah, so it's not useful to be in here at the moment. Those can stay. We'll leave that in case. Leave those. Yep. This can come out because that's useless now. Oh yeah, I gotta go. I need to desperately go through this. So what sets are legal now? What sets did we keep? I guess I can just go MTT stocks, it'll tell me. Or I'll be able to look at it. Just so I'm aware. Sets. So Dominaria United is new one. And then it goes to Streets and New Companion, which I have none. Neon Dynasty, I have none. Innistrad. So did Strixhaven rotate too? Or is Strixhaven still in? Well, we're looking at it'll be sealed, right? Did the D&D set rotate too? Did the D&D set rotate already? I feel like it just came out. Well, Strixhaven's... Yeah, Adventures into the Forgotten Realms. Did that rotate? Yeah? Adventure in the Forgotten Realms rotated already? That's kind of sad. They release like 20 sets a year. Wow. Oh, this is a shame. Looks like I just got to put in all my older stuff into this binder. Or the Japanese stuff to try and trade them. That can stay, that can stay. Oh boy. Yeah, you can come out, you're useless. They release like 20 sets a year. That's what it feels like nowadays. Yeah, you can come out too. Sorry, you're gone. Yeah, you guys can stay. Yeah, you're gone. He gone. You know, I didn't play a lot of Forgotten Realms or Kaldheim or anything like that. I didn't really have much of an interest in it. But of course, I never went out to just trade these cards. Like no one wanted them to begin with. So it's like, whatever. Yeah, you stay because of that. They release too much product in a year. Yes, they do. They do. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. It's a real shame, though. I don't want to trade you. Oh, so many of these stupid cards. Like, the card sets are brutal when you barely open up anything in the set and you end up with stuff like this. By the way, the one in the middle is an etched foil. Absolutely useless card. Yeah, that's where I feel for that one. Yeah, leave the rest of that in. I think Wizard should release more product even more. Yeah. With less quality. Yeah. Less quality, more cards. We need more. Yeah. Yeah. I opened maybe 10 packs of Strixhaven, and I get 3 of those. You can come in. Let's see, is there anything worthwhile here? Sometimes. Yeah, any of you guys, people look for them. No, 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 nope. I mean, kinda, maybe. Yeah, you can go in. Like, my trade binder is gonna look pretty weak. I gotta tell you right now, it looks pretty weak right now. I mean, here's the thing: didn't work, make money. They wouldn't do it. Now they would, right? Yeah. Yeah, you're right about both. Yeah. Maybe. I doubt it. Throw them in there just in case. Nice, kind of. Still having an idea on what I got. I know I got to go through the box of Japanese stuff I have and put them in there, because they're the ones that'll be what's worth it. I have a feeling those might get scooped up. All of that's useless. You're useful. You're useful. Yeah, maybe. And maybe. Yeah, you're a maybe. So many cards that just, once they rotate, cards just lose all value. Is there anything else that I should be looking for? Anything that I should be putting in these things? Maybe throw that in there. Throw that in there. Yeah, maybe. Oh, it's useless. Craft packs while you get Tasha's Hideous Laughter, so you can't play it in your deck, right? Why did they ban it? Hey, Richard Lash, what's going on? Hope you're doing well. I'm just kind of trying to set up a trade binder. We went over a lot of it. I have a little bit of an idea. I'm looking forward to the Shut the Hell Up, You Buy It Anyways Edition Master Set, right? Why so sad? Why so sad? Ah, because I don't have cards to trade. Why so sad? Part of it is when I go to these events and I bring a trade binder, I barely ever find someone to trade with. Because half of it is I don't know what I'm looking for, other than just general staples, and then people aren't trading staples, right? So you kind of sit there and go, okay, yeah, this is great. You don't want to trade for this? Fine. Right? So it just becomes a tedious task. But, you know, it used to be back in the day, you'd take a trade binder and you'd actually find stuff. You'd be able to converse with people. You'd actually have fun just talking about trading cards and doing that. And now it's like you take it there and it's almost like you're doing a disservice by even having a trade binder there because no one even wants to look at it, right? So it just becomes a tedious task, right? Never knowing what you need in there. You know, I always have an idea of what to put in my trade binder, but it's never anything spectacular. Right? And with the amount of cards that are out there now, yeah. Yeah, I traded for unlimited Dynamic Tutor, nice. And Soul Ring back in the day. Now you can get a Soul Ring in every set for $1. Which by itself is ridiculous. Also got to set up, I got to find some sleeves here, set up my box. I'll throw you in there. Those stay. Might as well get the lands going that I want. Don't nearly have enough lands. Can, you know, a sleeve. There's a card someone might pick up. Might get something useful out of it. Traded mana rocks for him. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. That hurts today, that's for sure. You are useless. Getting soul rings for $1 or less is a good thing. It makes a very highly sought after and useful card for formats more accessible for people to play that want to play it. Yeah, it does. And soul rings have become so tailor-made for a lot of people now too. So it's not like it's a bad thing. Soul ring is actually kind of cool to see. You can go there. Any of these useful? Maybe you. Oh, definitely you. Press that not so much. Someone might go after that because it's foil. What is this? What's all land? Land, more land. Are you useful? Actually, I think you were something you was seen in other formats, so people might go after you. Leave your commander card. Oh, Sky Diamond, Marble Diamond, etc. That's not that bad, though. Or are those the good ones? Those are the discount ones, the Charlie Browns? Or the misprint Charlie Brown cards? Yeah, you guys can go in there. Never know, these guys might do something. I doubt it, but they might. Here you go. Here you go. Here's a couple old counter spells for you guys. For those that like the white border counter spells. Okay, where did I put the rest of those? Ah. What am I going to do for supper, guys? I got to make supper. What am I going to do? Reprint them in Baldur's Gate? Someone got an idea for me for supper? Oh, I know where those cards are. They're upstairs. That's right. That's right. Tacos? It's 32 degrees out, so I don't want to cook in the house. If I do anything, it'd be on a barbecue. Just saying. Just saying. It's that hot. Tacos aren't a bad idea otherwise. How is it 32? 32 degrees Celsius? How is it? It's hot. Yes, Celsius. Remember, I'm Canadian. I'm Canada. Right? This is what happens when you live in Canada. You forget how to talk like everything else, right? Okay, yeah, these were all foils that I was gonna burn. Sort of. Was thinking Fahrenheit. No. No. Try 2 straight months of 98 degrees. Well, it's been a month of solid 32 to 34, so it's been pretty warm this August. Well, I guess we're in September now, but it's been warm. Wow, what the hell? Is this even a real card? Okay, this has just been sitting on my shelf. This has been sitting on my shelf for like a month, and it's not even like it's a real card anymore. Like, seriously. This is a rare from Forgotten Realms, but like it's so warped I can bend it back and forth. It actually makes sound. What the hell? I've never seen a card do this. It's like bending like a piece of plastic that's been bent. Well, it's fine. What's the problem? It makes sound. I've never seen a card do this. What? That's so weird. Like, I can change its shape. Right? Literally can go back and forth changing its shape right now. It's like one of those toys that you turn inside out, you leave it there for a minute and it'll pop up into the air. That's crazy. I've never seen a card do that in my life. And like the art card that came with that. Same art card is almost the same. The foil forest is fine, which is odd. And everything else in the pack is fine, just that card. That was weird. Wow. That's just been sitting there for the last little bit. Yes, this quality not up to your standards, it might be a good reason to stop buying cards, right? Right, Habanero? Right? Or trade in cards? I'm not buying cards. I traded in a bunch of cards to do this. And I'm doing it to hang out with a friend, so there's more than just cards behind this. And I would trade in a lot more, get rid of a lot more cards. Stores don't want them. So it is what it is. Anyways, I think I'm going to take off here. Thanks for joining me. It's been fun. A couple hours going through the set, trying to get an idea of it. Trying to get a... See, you know, it's going to be the regular thing where I can go in and just mix the cards up pretty quick. Doesn't look like they've changed a whole ton. It just looks like it's a neat set overall. And this is going to be the first pre-release I've been able to go to since everything started. So it'll be an interesting time, that's for sure. So you guys take care. I'm going to take off. I might be back later tonight. I don't know. Probably not. Don't count on it. Anyway, until next time, you guys take care. I will see you all